has an advantage, or it's
I think
pretty even out?
Seattle's definitely the better team here in this scenario, and I'm interested to see how Tacoma can respond from their game last night. It's a shot by Carlson, save made. Mettler in net for Tacoma, throwing out in front, save made. Down the ice, stop behind the net. And here comes Ostrander. In, scores!
A very quick response to this game right now. I got to give the Mets credit with this.
Landon Ostrander puts the Mets up one early, 1-0.
Who's in net for Tacoma? Did you pick up who that was?
Looks like Mettler.
Mettler's in net?
Yep, and he'll be countered by Oliver Johnson for Seattle. So 1-0 early. Puck comes up again. Mets looking to add on. Collision between two Tacoma players. Again, can't pick that one off. Puck gets dumped in. Whalen gets up. Dumped in. Johnson will cover. Gets snowed, and here we go. Whalen's going to go to the box for unsportsmanlike. Came in, snowed the goalie, and he's going to go to the box. So Seattle to the early power play. They'll send out Lewis, Shan, Becker, and Wilson with Swain at the point.
Well, I definitely don't think Tacoma can gamble with taking penalties against this Seattle squad.
Save made by Mettler. Held on. Shan. Eaton up the point. Dumps it in for Becker. Becker. Blocked off by number 4, Shahan. Back down. Becker. Going to work down there. He works against Gwinnett. Holds on. Goes back behind the net. In front, Lewis. Stops up, slows down. Back for Becker. Becker. Looked across, intercepted, back the other way because Talamantes. In alone. Save made by Johnson.
Talamonte had a strong game last night for Tacoma. I remember him vividly. He was all over the ice. But we'll see, last night, if you remember, Tacoma got off to a slow start, and they kept trying to climb out of it, but they kept taking penalties at the inopportune time. So hopefully they corrected that and figured out how they wanted to get this game going, because that was a big hill they kept digging themselves in with the penalties.
Chase down. That one's chipped into the bench. That'll cause a stoppage with 47 seconds left in the penalty. Cajol, Mettler in net.
Got to give a shout out to his mom, Sinead. She's tuning in, and thank you for joining us on air.
Whacked ahead. Stepniuk. Stops behind. Swaying for Linton. Linton walks in. Stepney up. Shot from the point gets blocked in front. Garfield circles. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Behind the net. As the puck is dead there, net seems like it come off.
It'll be interesting, Keegan. It'd be nice to see if Tacoma can stay out of the box, how well they can play. Because again, I go back to last night's game. They kept fighting, but they kept digging themselves. Every time they got a penalty, they fell 2 goals down. It'd be interesting to see if they can even this up and see how they can play. Because this Met team, they're strong. I remember them from yesterday. They're a good hockey team.
They took Spokane to a 1-goal finish. Sent over the net by Dizadek. He picks it up on the far side in the battle with Peterson. Valiente chips it ahead, and Wilson will pick it up in his own zone. Wilson slides over for Dizadek. Will reset. Back for Wilson. Moves it up. Mose can't keep control of it. That one's getting whacked right back down for an ice. Seattle Junior, of course, rebranding to the Mets relatively recently, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Busby in for the draw. Whalen.
Was there a particular reason for the rebrand? Are you aware of that since you're familiar with this league?
Not in particular, because Whalen dumps a man in front. Behind the net is McKinnon. He sends one off the wall. Gets out in the middle of the ice. Carlson. There's a hit there on Wilson. Was Nicholson. Dumped in. McKinnon retrieves. Picks it up. Backhands it. That one goes right in front. Shot. Redirection. Save made. And a couple little whacks on net by Boosby. Then he's going to sit for it. So power play for Tacoma, looking to respond.
Well, they did this last night really well when they did get on the power play. So this is a golden opportunity to get this game even and then see what they can do off of it. But the Mets had this problem yesterday when they played Spokane too. They took a lot of unnecessary penalties and Spokane capitalized on it. So both teams are used to playing out of the hole.
Faceoff was the right to Johnson. Set up by Tacoma. Chipped over. Comes in. Shot. Blocked. That was Carl that took the shot. That one chipped out. Picked up by Ostrander, who has the goal in the game. Peterson will reset. Slow it down. Send to the far side. Up for Talamontes. Talamontes walks to the middle. In. Save made by Johnson. That one's dumped out. And we'll get down for an icing.
Johnson did a nice job of hugging the post on that one because that's exactly where Talamonte was trying to go in between the pad and the post. And Johnson just squeezed that up. Nice play by him.
10:50 left in the period. 1:09 left in the penalty. Nicholson in for the draw to the right of Johnson for Tacoma. That one's sent out. Valiente not happy with his line mates. Valiente walks in. He lost it. And if he would have kept control of it, might have had it 2-on back the other way.
He did because Whalen did a nice pick on the Met player, and he would have been in scot-free.
McKinnon. Circle behind. Stop up. Send it over for Nicholson. Back for McKinnon. McKinnon Up for Whalen, just out of his reach. Picked up by Swain. Swain will carry. This time picked up by Nicholson. Nicholson walks in, feeds the front. It's there. Can't find it. Was number 91 Mixon for Tacoma.
Well, also, Johnson kicked his pad out there, too, and I think that kind of distracted him.
McKinnon off the shoulder of Johnson. That one goes wide, and Nicholson will pick up now. 8 seconds left in the penalty, about to expire. Swain on Nicholson, up for Valiente. He drops to the point. McKinnon shoots one wide, and that will end it. Linton will join.
Well, so far, it's been a pretty evenly matched game. Seattle got off to that quick goal, but both teams seem to be settling down right now, and actually they're doing a nice job of stretching each other out. So this may be a very entertaining hockey game.
Wilson will carry in. Sent across. Can't find anybody. Linton gets hit hard, but shot here. Glove down. Again, still there. Rebound comes out off the glove. Lewis will pick it up. Shot, scores. Andrew Eaton from the point with a screener in front. Mettler never saw it, and it's 2-0 Seattle.
No, there was a heavy traffic in front of Mettler. There's no way. I mean, you can even tell the puck was in the net before he can even react to it. But Seattle did a great job. They floated 2 players down, and then you have the 2 D-men from Tacoma, and there's no way he could have saw that.
So 2-0 Seattle, 9:01 remaining. As the puck is picked up by Gwinnett. He sends it up. Talamantes, Rossels picks it up, walks in, fed in front, intercepted there, and sent out. Not going to get down for icing. It's picked up by Tacoma. They have a little bit of miscommunication there. Still kind of almost fighting with each other. Garfield will take advantage of it and pick it up.
Well, Tacoma overskated initially, and they were having terrible corralling it at that point.
Seattle regroups. Center for Wilson. Can't find him. Mixon throws a hit. Bumps him off the puck. Talamantes setting it forward for Russels. Russels beats the icing. Great job by him on the hustle play. He's down on the ice without a glove. Dangerous little situation there. Seattle will get it. Regroup. Garfield chasing after it with Whalen on him. Dodges the hit of Whalen. It's chipped back in. Seattle back the other way. Mose couldn't hold it. Valiente picks it up. If he gives it to Talamantes. Talamantes. Behind the net is Seattle. They move it forward. Intercepted by Talamantes. Moves in. Shot wide. Valiente. Kicked up. Here comes Seattle. It's Dizadek. Walks in front. Gets clipped by the post, it looked like. He's okay. And Valiente will go on. 1-on-2 by Swain. Swain knocks him down. Gets the puck.
Valiente is such a good hockey
Valiente
player.
went to throw a hit, and Swain hit him right back.
He is all over the place. That kid is just talented.
Dizadek shoots off the crossbar. Stepniuk. Wide.
Well, it looked like that top net bounced up there. I thought that was in for a second.
Yeah. McKinnon. It's in front. Bouncing puck. Goes up to Valiente, who's just going to ice it.
But that kid is talented. He is all over the ice. He doesn't quit at all. He's constantly working. Very impressive.
You know, willing to take on those bigger opponents, you know, despite his size, lack of it. And he still plays big.
Yeah. And when he gets knocked down, he gets right back up. He doesn't care. And That's a sign of a good hockey player.
Face off to the right. Picked up by Seattle. Eaton again. Shot from the point. Blocked. You see the game plan early for Seattle. Get traffic in front. Shots on the point.
And it works for them. I mean, they did that quite a bit yesterday, too.
The shot comes in. Rebound. Puck's loose. A little bit more whacking. Some more pushing. As Mello is in there. Push around with Becker.
Well, that's good to see how Tacoma's responded on it. If anyone's taking extra liberties on their netminder, they're not going to put up with it. They just have to be careful and not get themselves back in the box again.
Face off one. It's Carlson. To the point. Blocked. Didn't get through. Carlson again. Over for Eaton. Shot there. Blocker saved by Mettler. Rivas shot in front. Mettler never saw it. Luckily hit their pad and stayed out.
Well, it looked like he was sliding over, so he did a nice job if you didn't see it to get there, but it almost looked like, yeah, he picked it up and kicked that pad out, the right pad at the very last second. Nice play by him.
.545 remaining as both teams go for a change.
It's been an entertaining first period, though. I got to give both teams credit on that.
Picked up by Gwinnett. He sends it around. Taken away by Ostrander. He throws it to the front. Shannon. Whips it for Ostrander. Up for Eaton. Eaton takes a shot. Rebound comes out, and it's in.
Mandler just couldn't corral that rebound. He did a nice job of kicking down the butterfly. Caught it off his left pad, but I think he was trying to deflect it in the corner. It came straight out, and there was no way he was going to get the other one. He was already down, and they just stuck it into the far post.
That'll be Freeman. That time from Eaton on the rebound.
But again, we mentioned it. It's just how the Mets are swarming the net. So they, again, had three players right on top of Mettler. And so that's definitely their game plan, is just putting heavy traffic down there.
And here comes Mixon. Mixon for Tacoma. Tries to make a move. Can't get through the defenseman of Seattle. As Russells battles in the corner. Ostrander loses it. Swain picks him up. Swain carries forward. Tried to slide a puck to the middle. Couldn't. And that one will be offsides.
Swain got caught inside the zone. That's why there's offside. But that's because he used the body on a couple of Tacoma players and he couldn't quite get out quick enough. But this is so reminiscent of last night. Tacoma dropped down by 3. Then they came back, was down 3-1. Same style of play right now, which is very interesting.
Tyler Montes battling in the corner after Valiente shot over the bar and over the net. Tipped in front. Johnson made a good save on that one, tracking it down. Battle in front. Puck goes to Seattle. Mello in his feet. Can't find it. Whack forward. Mettler will just be content to put it in the corner.
Johnson did an outstanding job of getting that puck on that one. That was a nice deflection off of Whalen's shot.
Linton over in the corner. Over the Stepniuk. And it redirects off of Talamontes and into the net.
Yeah, he went down to block the puck, and he went down a little, and it just caught him on top of the shin guard and bounced right up in the top corner. And now Tacoma's in. They're getting in the danger zone right now. They're going to have to respond quickly. They did last night. They did a good job of responding, but down 4-0, they're going to have to start doing some. They're going to have to take some gambles to get some offense.
Linton walks in. Carl battling now with Linton. Puck goes to the point. Carlson to Linton. Linton will send it in. Busby thrown in front, taken away by Tacoma. Stepniuk, he'll chip it in. Tacoma slowing it down a little bit. Bring it up. Nicholson. Had Kent in front. Carl will send it around. And Seattle's the first to it again. Deke around his own player. Led to the turnover. Carl tried to kick it with his foot. Couldn't corral it. Seattle gets again. Stepping up. Now it's over for Mose. Mose on the near side. Takes a bump. Becker. Over for Garfield. Couldn't control it. Does now. Goes into the corner. McKinnon for Tacoma. He'll wrap it around. Wilson. Fires. High. McKinnon chases it down, but Seattle again first to the puck. Up to the point, Wilson. Wilson blocked. Wilson wraps it around. Kent this time first to the puck. Wilson picks it up, sends it over to his D partner, who sent it forward, and it was picked up by Carl, who just dumps it in. And like I just noticed, Seattle's first to the puck a lot of the time here, and I think it's really benefited them so far.
It has. And that's why I said it may sound strange. There's a lot of hockey game left, but Tacoma's going to have to start taking some gambles. They got to generate more offense. They just can't get into Seattle zone right now. So that's why I'm saying they may have to take some gambles to just try to generate something for them offensively.
And that will be a penalty on Ramsey Whalen. Just the extra shove, it seems like, got the penalty for him. That will put Seattle again on the power play with 1:45 left, already down 4-0 Tacoma.
They kicked Whalen with an interference, and they definitely can't afford to do this. Seattle's doing a nice job of swarming them, and they're already up 4-0. Tacoma's playing with fire right now, even though there's still a couple periods left in the game, but they have got to change something up, and especially stay out of the penalty box. That killed them last night.
Stepney up. However, for Freeman, glove save made. Dizadek was sitting on the back door. Mello controls, gets bumped, gets it out, however, and Swain will now pick it up for Seattle. He'll send it forward for Lewis. Over for Dizadek, out of his reach, and Mello, who fell in the corner, picked up by Tacoma, but turned right back over for Seattle. Stepney up. Up to the point for Swain. Shot wide. As we get a little bit more talking and shoving.
Well, I'll give Seattle a ton of credit. They've taken Tacoma really out of this game, and that's why I was saying Tacoma's got to figure out, besides staying out of the penalty box, but how are we going to generate some offense? Seattle's done a good job of shooting, basically stopping what they want to do, but they're got to do something different right now on offense.
Ostrander, Stepney up. Over for Swain. Dumps it in. It's Ostrander again. Stepney up. Shot wide. Swain tried a quick little play in front as he throws a hit. Nothing on it. Tacoma objecting. Throw it in front. Redirected. Wide. Stepney up. Throwing in front, wide and high. That one gets out. Stepniak will give chase with 6 seconds remaining. Ostrander loses it, picked up, shook off a hit. Was a Tacoma player, and that will do it for the period.
Seattle's done an excellent job of shutting down Tacoma in the neutral zone, and that's how come they can't get into Seattle's end. They've done a great job of that. right now the coaching staff for Tacoma's got to figure out, okay, this is where we're going to have to change to do something, because they're just not putting any offensive pressure on Seattle whatsoever, and they're down 4-zip. Got that big uphill climb like they got into yesterday, but they have got to change something. But again, to give credit to Seattle, they've done a great job of shutting them down. They played extremely tight in that neutral zone, and they're not allowing Tacoma to do something. So that's why I'm wondering if they don't shift over to a dump and chase game or go to the outside of the circles, try to bust out Seattle a little bit more so they have more room up the middle. But they have definitely got to change some things.
It will be very interesting to see the rest of this game. You know, what Tacoma tries to do here, and maybe just tell the players, win the next period. Well, they'll have to kill off a 15-second penalty here to Waylon Ramsey. Or Ramsey Waylon.
But Seattle's done an outstanding job of really making Tacoma play tight. That's why I'm wondering if they don't go to the outside of the circles, come up and try to spread Seattle out a little bit more so they can start working that neutral zone. But Seattle's pinched them down. They're playing extremely tight together, Tacoma, and they've got to loosen that up. And that's the best way to do it. Go on the outside of the dots and spread out that ice a little bit. But definitely Seattle's doing what they want to do right now. They obviously had a game plan coming in.
Seattle controls in. Shot. Saved. Up comes Brussels. As the penalty will expire. Linton. Over for his line mate. That's Becker. Becker carries in. Dumps it in. Held there in the corner. Becker. Look for Linton. Back to Becker. Linton holds. Carlson. Backs for Linton. Linton looks for the middle. Eaton. Fires. Tips. Saved.
Nice job by Mettler on that one. That was a nice little tip. Seattle did right in the bottom of the slot. So, Keegan, if you're the coach at Tacoma, what would you tell them to try to do differently? I think they got to spread the game out more, loosen up that neutral zone, but that's just my take on it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, you know, try to loosen up everything. But at the same time, you don't want to play too loose because the speed of Seattle is very, very good.
Good point, but then on the other hand, you're down 4-0. So it's kind of like you're going to have to respond here pretty soon.
Exactly. So it's a tough situation as Wilson takes a shot from the point, gets blocked by Talamantes in front, and McKinnon will get it out.
Seattle's definitely a quicker team, but yeah, it's a catch-22 right now for Tacoma. How much do you want to spread them out and risk them going by you, or do you want to just say, oh, the heck with it?
Valiente fires a shot, save made by Johnson.
Johnson's done a nice job, even though he hasn't had a lot of work. But when Tacoma's got in on him, he shut it down for him. So he's really doing a nice job of making sure his team stays in this.
Carl wins the draw. Johnson makes a save. That was off a Peterson shot up top. Tipped ahead for Dizadek. Dizadek makes one man miss. Can't make the second man miss. As there's a battle for control, and offsides was the Mets.
But here's a great example of what the differences in these two teams. You can look at the bench of Tacoma, and they seem really tight. I was watching Seattle's bench, and they were all their players were going to the beat of Metallica on that song. So you can see Seattle's really following their game plan, and Tacoma's playing extremely tight right now.
Ostrander sends it across. A nice pass over. Up for Shannon. As we got a penalty call. And Ostrander will go to the box for a cross check.
Here's that opportunity Tacoma needs right now. They need to answer.
So he'll sit for 2. 4-0. 15:07 remaining in the second period. Russell's in for the draw. Wins it. Back for Peterson. Makes a nice spin move to escape pressure from Boosby. Russell's over for Peterson. Takes a shot. Redeflected wide. Russell's makes a nice move. Gets to the front. Can't feed his man in front. As he battles with Swain now. Russell's fed in front. Nobody there. Cool. Carl. Save.
Seattle's doing a nice job of pushing out Tacoma's players so they can't get on tight on top of Johnson. Excellent job by Seattle.
Not really giving a whole lot of room to work with. And
none at all.
Making them uncomfortable. We saw that a lot in the last game with Spokane. They didn't really make Snow King, get comfortable in that power play, and it cost Snow King a lot. Valiente carries. Tried to fed in front. Shannon was sitting right in the back door, right there almost, and almost got away with a breakaway. Stop there. Carry it up. Whalen. He'll dump it on net. Saved by Johnson. Almost looked like he wanted to play the puck, but wasn't there.
But that was a good play by him, just smothering it, because that's Tacoma. That was the first time I saw him really attack the net. They still got 59 seconds of the power play. They have got to try to respond on this one. That'll give them confidence also if they can get that first goal.
Peterson. He'll drop it off. That was Rogers down there for Tacoma. Valiente. Over for Rogers. Rogers. Up to the point. Peterson. Peterson. Wrist one. Wide. Johnson never really saw it. Peterson. Walks. Backdoor. Shot. Scores.
That's what they needed right there. And it was an innocent enough play. It looked like the first Tacoma player kind of whiffed on it when they came out of the rebound and went right back to another player, and he buried it low in the corner.
So that will be Russell's. That'll be his 9th goal of the year.
Now you look at the bench on Tacoma, and they seem to be a little bit looser right now because they got up. They were hitting their sticks on it, because I like watching how the bench reacts. This could give them the life they need.
That one from Peterson and Russell. Or, sorry, that was Rogers, who was on the back door there. Wilson. Battles. And blowing up was Carl. He gives a cross check back. And a redirection goes out of play off the Tacoma stick. Like he said, the body language, it would change, based on a goal like that. You still got a lot of time. 3-goal lead, it's not insurmountable. You just got to keep this pressure up.
Well, they just needed to get one so they can start getting their confidence back in. Like, we can beat the netminder, and that could go a long way to loosening things up. Because you knew there had to be some self-doubt coming in. They just could not get it by Johnson. That first goal could go a long way for Tacoma.
McKinnon dodges a hit. Loses the puck, however. McKinnon. Overskated it. Had some trouble with it in the corner. Seattle will bring it right in front. Puck's there. Loose, and that was Linton that cross-checked McKinnon in front.
Oh, Seattle got a major break on that one. That was after the whistle was blowing too, so they got a break off there. Because that was a nasty cross-check.
Russell's into the draw against Freeman. Freeman up to the point, Swain. Over. Wilson gets hammered hard by Mixon. He pops right back up, however, as the shot goes wide by Mello to Mixon. Mello throws a hit. Back the other way. Here comes Mose. And gets bumped off the puck. Loses it. Seattle picks it up. Up to the point to Eaton. Eaton already has one today. Shot, save made. Mose tries to throw one in front. Intercepted, and out comes Tacoma. Tacoma looking to break out. They do. Mixon just missed it. Eaton will chase it down. He sounded it behind the net by Rossels. Rossels throws in front. Then it was picked up by Carlson. Dies a deck. Makes a move at the red line. Can't make a man miss. Rossels will dump it on net. Played there by Johnson. Carlson picks it up. Dies a deck. And he had lost it to Nicholson, and Nicholson couldn't stay onside.
Well, there seems to be a little more life in Tacoma after that goal, but Seattle's still not letting them take that neutral zone, and that's where I think Tacoma's key is right now. They got to get control of that neutral zone.
Ostrander holds it. He'll go behind. A ton of speed. Loses it. Now go to the point. Pearson walks. Picked up. Busby. By himself. One-on-one. Shot off the stick of McKinnon and out. Tacoma's doing a good job getting sticks on pucks and bodies on pucks to block these shots coming in.
They are. The only thing I can see that Tacoma needs to do is quit trying to be so fancy with the stick handling. Start passing the puck a little bit quicker. That's what got him in trouble right there. Too much stick handling. The puck just rolled off the stick.
Just looking at my stats down here.
You're right over there kicking. It's like you were looking disgusted there for a minute.
No, I'm good. I was just looking at my stats here. Peterson.
And what'd you come up with?
I was just looking at, penalty minutes wise, some of the leaders. McKinnon with 46. Swain with 22. So very disciplined playing team in Seattle, it seems. McKinnon and Shane were getting caught up with each other. Puck goes deflecting wide. Wilson. Tripped up. Now it'll be a penalty.
What's interesting, Tacoma's going to go in the box. But again, and we don't have no skin in this game because neither one of these teams we know, but Seattle's got away with a couple of pretty blatant penalties that have not been called. And unfortunate, every time Tacoma does it, they get nailed on it. So it's really very fascinating to me. But again, here we go. Tacoma's got a little life, and then they end up taking a penalty. So hopefully for them, they can kill this off. But it's just hurting them tremendously, all these penalties they take.
Stepnick will stop behind the net. Sent in, that'll be offsides, just barely. Looking more at their stats, Seattle averages a power play goal per game. And I think that just makes how dangerous they are. They can really hurt you on that power play, even if it's just that one time. They average that.
Yeah, so some of the games they got a couple, 2-3 off of, but that, and that's where it'd be interesting to see with Tacoma how many they give up because they take so many penalties in the game.
Stepney up. Controls. Met there. He comes in. They look to set up. Looks for the back door. Carl. Intercepted. Whalen will dump it out for an ice as a delayed penalty is called. They waved off the icing. It will be on Tacoma. And that one's iced down by Seattle. So that will come back out to center as there's a slash on Tacoma. Cuyo, Carl will go to the box.
They're definitely not helping their cause at all with these penalties, which is interesting because I did watch this Tacoma team about 3 months ago, and I don't remember them taking this many penalties. So they're just really hurting their cause right now, as they did yesterday with all the penalties.
So 5-on-3 for 1:15 for Seattle, and like we just said, that's very dangerous.
Well, Seattle doesn't need all this extra ice room. They just don't. They're too quick.
Shannon, threw one right off the post. Beat the goaltender. Short side, just couldn't find net. Swain. Over. Eaton. Shoots it high. Swain will pick it up with 50 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Shannon. Throws it in front. Some sticks there. Hit off about 5 of them, it seemed like. Swain. Shot right into the glove. Little windmill. Mettler.
But see, here's where Seattle can use their speed. They have so much open ice right now. Being 2 men up on it, it just falls right into their system. And but one good thing about Tacoma, they're not chasing them, so they're keeping in their basic diamond penalty kill. But we'll see what happens here.
Whalen tries to dump it out. 13 seconds left on that 5-on-3. Carlson. Over for Dizadek. Couldn't control it. Had a wide open shot if he wanted it. Carlson. In. Off the mask. We go to 5-on-4 now. About 40 seconds in that. Carlson over the Dizadek. Takes a shot. Rebound comes off the post. Up to the point. Over for Carlson. Carlson risks a shot. Taliantes comes in. He gets hooked up. That'll be a penalty. Dizadek. He'll sit as whack out of the hands of Taliantes. And he's going to sit as well. That just not a smart penalty at all.
That makes no sense whatsoever. You know you're going to go on the power play. The whistle was already blowing, and he knocks the stick out of the Seattle player's hand. That's got to be driving the coach crazy for Tacoma right now.
Yeah, and that's just one you can't have. And I that's one where you're going to have to sit him down afterwards and say, hey, we can't have that. Down 4-1. You were going on the power play in about 13 seconds, and as you see, he's already talking to him.
The coach is already getting in his ear on that one because that hurt. That really did. And that's an undisciplined penalty. I mean, they got to use their head out here.
Mello pinches up Becker. Set behind the net. Bounces the front Linton. Back for Becker, excuse me. Shot there. Redirected. Back to 5-on-5. Step me up. Chase down. And knocks down. Stepniuk was Carl.
Stepniuk got a little lazy on that one. He lost the puck. He didn't see the Tacoma player coming on him.
A little bit complacency in it. It almost cost him.
That's another way of saying lazy. I like that too. Yours sounds better, but no, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, he was real nonchalant on that one. I don't think he understood that the Tacoma player was coming on top of him.
I think that's got to be communicated by your defensive partner or somebody else on the ice saying, man on, man on, man on. And especially when he's almost in a blind spot for you when you're turning. If there's guy on, then and you got to hurry up a little bit.
True. But he also let up skating, too, so I'm not sure what he was thinking on that one. I don't know if he thought he had more time or exactly, but you're right. There was no communication on that.
Shot. Rebound comes out. Out comes Tacoma. Shanahan. Blocked. Up at the point. Kicked out. Carlson wasn't able to hold a stick, or he might have been able to get at least 2-on-1 out of that. Ostrander walks in. Tries to feed one in front. McKinnon was there. Up to the point. Shot by Eaton. Blocked by his own player. As the puck will come out. Eaton. Stick whacked away. And Tacoma asking for a call there.
And that was a good ask.
Yeah, it was. Very similar situation. Mose. Out front for Swain. Goes wide. Busby, wait for the wraparound. Got out in front and sent out. Seems like by Kent there. Freeman behind the net. Works it out in front for Mose. Mose shot. And that'll be a crease violation. And it'll head out. Looks like the Seattle player just stayed in the crease a little too long.
Building an apartment complex there, Keegan. That's what was happening. Plus what's interesting is many penalties Tacoma's taking. That starts wearing on a team because you keep going on your specialty teams, and sooner or later you start getting gassed.
Mello. Carlson. Shot from the point. Smothered up.
And not to mention, then you start shifting your lines because you're going to have to get a break for your penalty kill team. And it takes a good 3-4 minutes to get yourself reset. And that's where the penalties are really, really hampering Tacoma right now.
Wilson at the point. Gets it hard by Mixon. His body start to fly a little bit more. Carlson. And hit hard behind the net was Mello. He's not happy with it. He'll take a number back the other way. Here comes Russell's. 2-on-1 with Mixon. Mixon. Shot. Was not able to get off a shot. There's a big hit was thrown, but don't know who's getting called. Looks like Lewis got a little too high on that one, and he'll sit.
Well, Carlson's the one for Seattle. Did a nice job of preventing that 2-on-1 pass over. He's the one that blocked that down. And then Lewis came in and did a huge hit that he got caught with. But Carlson did a nice job of getting in the way of that pass by Tacoma.
Tacoma will go on the power play. As the puck comes out, Linton not able to control. Carl feeds it for his line mate. Tacoma will bring it up. Pearson will circle. Fed in front, takes a couple redirections, goes right to a Seattle player and out. And here comes Linton. Linton with the back check by Talamantes will hold him up. And the shot went off of Talamantes' foot and on net. But an easy save there for Mettler.
Dylan Nunty did a nice job of back checking on that one because that was a clean breakaway of it. If he didn't get on his horse, that would have been an easy break-in on it, but nice job by him.
Face off to the left of Mettler. Won by Seattle. Dizadek Fires goes off his own player and into the corner. Mixon throws a hit on Ostrander, and Rossels will bring it out. Seattle gets back and able to set up. Rossels over the Valiente. Rossels over the McKinnon, who takes a shot on the 1T, blocked in front by Mixon. His own teammate kind of got in the way, but Valiente is able to pick up. But now here comes Seattle, back the other way. Ostrander with a lot of speed. Walks in. Back door, and Lewis was not able to handle it.
If Lewis could have, that would have been in the net.
Up comes Tacoma now. Rossels carries it up. Looks in front, back door, and it was redeflected away by Seattle. Couldn't quite tell who, about three of them did.
I think that was Eaton that got his stick in there right at the end and made the puck go up on top. He did a nice job of converging on that.
Seattle back at full strength. Back the way because Shanahan. Swain in a battle. One's kicked out. Valiente able to get it out. And Swain will take it in his own zone. Turn around. Scan for options. Take his time. Gives up to Shanahan. Up to the point. Kicked by Mello. He's not able to control. He'll try to chase it down now. And Eaton will carry up the near side. Eaton dumps it in. Boosby in front. No one home. Swain down low. 1 minute remaining in the period. Whalen tried to get it out. Shan shoots. Save made by Mettler.
Well, again, Tacoma's going to have to change a little bit. They've improved this period from the first, but they're still not generating enough offense to try to break in on Johnson on that. So it'll be very fascinating to see the adjustments when they come out in that third period. Because at least they got this game where they're playing fairly even with Seattle, but they're going to have to start doing something to generate more offense.
Talamantes moves it in front. Johnson's able to get a pad on it. Puck's still there. Carlson will just dump it out, and that will get down for an icing. .23 seconds left here in the period. Tacoma trying to build some momentum into that third period. And here comes Seattle. Linton. Carlson. Tip, scores. Tipped in front by Mose. Freeman looks like he was the one that shot it, and it just surprised Mettler.
Mettler had no hope on that. That was an excellent tip on that. The Tacoma D-man, he was trying to tie up his stick, didn't quite get there in time. Nice play by Seattle with only 7 seconds left in the period. That hurts.
And that will be all for the period. So Seattle jumps out to an early lead and maintains it throughout the entire period and gets one late here in the second and really just kind of swallowed up the whole Tacoma attack.
Well, that hurt because Tacoma was finally starting to play a little bit better and they were getting even with Seattle. You could see that, okay, they were matching them pretty well, even though they still wasn't generating the offense they needed. At least they got control of Seattle's break and their speed. And that last goal with 7 seconds left, that one hurts. But we'll see what kind of changes are going to be made. But I don't know, Keegan. They're going to have to do something different offensively to get more pressure on Johnson. He's just been a rock for Seattle right now.
We'll step away for about 12 minutes, not 12 seconds. That wouldn't be good. 12 minutes here from the EW URC in Cheney, Washington. Welcome back, everybody, to EWURC as we get ready for the third period of the Seattle Junior Mets. Oh, there we go. And the Tacoma, I almost call them the Rainiers, the Rockets. It's a baseball team. I'm Keegan Clark. The broadcast partner is Gary Allen. How do you think this third period is going to go?
Without a doubt, I've kind of been hammering on it, but Tacoma's got to take some gambles offensively. They got to stay out of the box. Seattle, they don't really have to change anything. Everything they're doing, it seems to be working for them. It's more on Tacoma on how they're going to play off that one. But they have got to do something different to generate that offense.
Shot in. Caught by Johnson. Tried to play it. Just seemed like it was too caught up in his pads. Quick whistle there.
And it was interesting because in between periods, I was out in the mezzanine and listened. And it was fascinating listening to the two different groups of people from Tacoma and Seattle. And it just comes down to is their penalties. Every one of them across the board said, yeah, we got to stay out of the box. It's like exactly like you did yesterday.
Peterson. Circles. Through the Busby. Mose picks it up. Eaton. Shot off the glove of Mettler. And I don't think they quite ever saw it.
No. But nice reaction to him toward the end when he picked it up. And I would love to see this Tacoma team stay out of the box. Because we noticed it yesterday with him, and today we mentioned it. Every time they seem to get momentum shifted on their side, they go into the penalty box and eats it up again. I would love to see them play where they could keep the momentum and see how well they could do.
Eaton gets a tip on his shot from his teammate. Looks like Mose was the one that tipped it.
That was a nice stop by Mettler on that one because he had to be sharp or that was going to go in. What's your take, King? And what do you think?
I'm thinking Tacoma just needs to stay simple, and that's how they got their goal was staying simple and got the nice easy backdoor pass and just find the easy plays.
But again, that's when they were out of the box. They finally got their system going, and it worked for them. They got that goal, and then they kind of just shot themselves in the foot.
Icing by Tacoma. Just over a minute in, some 101 in. Face off to the right of Mettler. Rossells will win the draw. He'll carry it out. They got numbers if they hurry. Mixon tried to send it to Rossells. Couldn't. Becker chips it around Whalen. Whalen this time chips it out. Wilson. Slides over to Carlson. Chipped in by a Seattle player. Lewis. Holds it in. Wilson. Sends it high. Sent in front. Takes a weird redirection off the pad of Mettler, too. As Carlson tries to keep it in, he can't. Russells gives chase on Wilson. Mello makes a move. Gives it to Russells, who gave it to shot wide by Mello.
I think what's key for Tacoma, they're going to have to get on the board within the next 2-3 minutes to try to shift it, get the eyes tilted toward their area, or this game may be over on it. But they're got to get the points within the next couple minutes.
Here comes Ostrander. Freeman. Shot goes high. Linton. Over the swing. At the point. Gets knocked down. Mello's going to go to the box for this one. Swain takes a session to it. Gives a couple cross checks. And there's some rough stuff now going on here.
Well, I think Swain's going to be taking an early shower on that one. He just jumped in. He was defending his teammates. But again, there goes Tacoma. back in the penalty box. And it'll be interesting what they're going to do with the Seattle player.
Swain will sit. Mello will definitely sit. He had the initial penalty. Be interested to see what the calls are here. They're going to need, it looks like, an extra man to sit in the box for Tacoma. Wait on. They're trying to sort this out still. Yeah, an extra man will sit in the box for Tacoma, so that will be 2 and a 10 for Mello. It looks like it was a hit from behind. Was the call. And Swain will get a reciprocal 2 as well.
I think Swain got a break on that one. I was surprised he didn't take an early shower, to be honest with you, on that one. We saw it in the game before that. Singh got bounced out of the game, and it was real similar to that. Just when I thought Tacoma was starting to get a little momentum, they got in. They got lucky. Swain decided to get in on that too, so that at least they're not a man down.
I felt like I had to sneeze, but then I didn't.
You're okay, Keegan. You're all right.
Wilson held it in at the point. 5 on 5.
Plus, if you notice the penalties when Tacoma gets it, then they go back to a choppy style. That once they start getting in a fluid motion, that's when they take that inopportune penalty, and then they have to regroup. And it's hurt them, especially being down 4 goals right now.
And you notice Seattle kind of slowing it down, kind of almost putting it like, hey, we're up 5-1. Don't need to make any dumb mistakes here.
No, I think what they're trying to do now is eat up the clock. You're spot on that one. It's like, why? We got enough goals to win. We just try to eat up some of the clock. Still attack. Don't play not to lose. But, yeah, they're doing a nice job of eating up the clock.
And a win in this game puts them in a really, really good spot for that championship game on Sunday.
Yeah, and they seem more deliberate on how they're playing. They're actually getting a few extra passes without charging like they did in the first 2 periods. So I think they're just kind of really focused on the clock. That, hey, let's just do what we can, eat up the clock. If we get a goal, great. If not, we got a big enough lead.
Big hit behind the net there. More for us stuff. They're going to call them both. So slash by Lewis, and Tyler Mente is saying, I didn't really do anything, but that's more maybe trying to control the game in general. Just taking both there, calming down the game, let less of that stuff happen.
Yeah, that made sense by the referee. Good call by him to throw them both out. I'm not sure what Van Lente was thinking when he was arguing the call. I mean, he got him in the back on that one, but they did an excellent job by the referees. Yeah, let's just take them both off and let's send a clear message like, hey, we're going to clamp down on this and we're going to start taking any shots. Even though I don't think the Tacoma coach looks like he's debating on that. But that was a great job by the officials on that, pull them both out.
So we'll continue to stay 5 on 5. As the 10-minute misconduct still hasn't really kicked off yet. Nicholson moves up top. Mixon to Carl. Carl walks in. Shot. Save made by Johnson, who's been good in the times he's been tested.
Yeah, he's played a real strong game for Seattle.
Dies a deck. Nicholson picks it up. McKinnon will circle back. Fake the stop up behind the net. Mixon gets it. Looked to get it to Carl, who had a good break off of it, but just couldn't connect. Mixon sends it forward. Intercepted by Seattle. Eaton. Here's Carlson. Carlson. Shot wide. Over to Whalen picks it up. He'll carry forward. He's tripped up. Nothing there. As Eaton tried to throw someone to the far side. It was tipped away by Kent. Carl will dump it down. He had just gotten over the red line, so avoids the icing. Down in the corner goes Carl. Up comes with Seattle. That one's going to be offsides, as Carl was still stuck behind the net. He took a rough hit in the boards.
I find it fascinating what Seattle's doing. They're playing a lot of their game in the neutral zone, and if they can get that breakout, then they'll attack. If not, they're kind of pushing the puck back into their end, and it goes along with they're just trying to eat up this clock, but they've been staying in that neutral zone quite a bit. They're not taking those gambles they did in the first two periods.
Always carries in. Beats it down low for Lewis. Tried to put it out in front. Intercepted by Rossels.
But that's smart playing by Seattle. If they get a chance, they'll take it. If not, let's just keep playing this and just keep using up the clock.
Peterson. Stepniuk gives chase. And that'll be nice. Yeah, I think you're quite correct. You know, they have another game tonight at 7 o'clock against Snow King, who will be a tough opponent. And might as well, conserve some energy while you have it.
Right. And again, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. I mean, again, if they get the opportunity, they're going to go for it. But they're playing a good clock control game right now, and an outstanding job. And I don't know if that was from the coaching staff in between periods, but nice job by Seattle doing it that way.
Shot by Shan. Save made by Metler. Stepniuk takes a shot, easily seen and saved. Just under 10 minutes left here in the period. Tacoma looking to at least build some momentum. Wilson moves it in, as knockdown in front was a Seattle player, and Tacoma's going to get called for that one.
I guess what I'm surprised with Tacoma coming in, they had to know they needed this game to stay in this tournament, and they started off a bit slow, and then they went right instantly in the penalty box. Whalen's back in the box now, and I guess I'm a bit surprised with that, with the urgency for Tacoma, because Seattle had it too, but they had a really solid game yesterday, and Tacoma just had a tough time last night. And again, it goes back to the penalties.
Shot goes wide. Eaton. Shot redirected in front, save made.
I guess what I was trying to say on that, King, and look, Seattle started off like they knew the urgency was there. Tacoma didn't quite take that same stance, and then all of a sudden Seattle built a big lead up, and it's going to be tough for Tacoma to come out of this right now.
And it seems like, they know that their next game is against Snow King, and who's also now 1-1 after the loss against Spokane. And that game could end up being, and it seems like it will end up being, for the spot in the championship.
Yeah, it will be now if Tacoma doesn't do a miraculous comeback. And again, that's not anything negative on Tacoma, so nobody's picking it up. But it's interesting, the mentality difference you can see on the ice right now.
Eaton carries in up to the point. Freeman tries to get a shot through, wasn't able to. And Linton will pick it up now. Carlson risks a shot. Goes wide. Eaton. Now Carlson will reset.
And you've got to give Mettler credit and effort to Tacoma. He's doing the best he can to keep his team in the game. They just have not generated the offense that they needed against Seattle.
Puck goes flying down. Shan. Kicked wide over the Swain. Over the Busby, who just tips it in. Penalty expiring. Valiente tries to get it out. Does. Maybe a miscommunication by the Seattle defenders on who was going to pick it up. McKinnon picks it up. Sends it to the far side. Chipped in and offsides as the penalty expires.
It was interesting. I was watching that Swain. He just picked up the puck off that miscue. And no urgency on his part. He didn't panic on it. He actually went into his own blue line and brought it back up. Ate about 10 seconds more up by doing it. They're just playing a really calm game right now, and they know they have total control over this game.
Tacoma tried a late change. Not going to be able to do it. Busby in to take the draw against Rogers. Rogers, who was trying to get that late change, wins it for a second before Ostrander picks it up. Tried to give it back to Swain. Swain not able to handle it and step me up when I'll pick it up. Tried to send it to the far side. Kicked off a few Tacoma players. And back out. Nicholson. Wheels. Drops it off. Unable to. Let's attempt at a wrap. Not there. Step me up. Shot. Gloved. You know, despite being, let in the 5 goals, like you said, Mettler's been very good, very loose as well, being able to keep, playing well and having his hopes up.
Yeah, he's had an outstanding game today. I mean, there hasn't really been any fluky goals on him or anyone I can think of that he would really want back. The play's been in his end basically the whole game, and I'm still not seeing where Tacoma's trying to do anything different to get on the offensive attack. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think Johnson's only faced 1 shot this period.
Hey, I can't really, we don't have our shots with us, unfortunately, and like we would at, say, an EWU game where we'd have the shots on the board at least. They'd be relatively accurate. We don't really have that here, and Swain carries it forward. But I can't really recall more than that 1 shot.
No.
And Swain gets knocked down hard by Peterson. That's going to go down for an icing now.
And that's why you would think Tacoma would try to change up something different, especially because they come back and they play Spokane in the 4:45 game. Okay, start working on that. What are you going to do to generate some more offense? And they're just playing the same way, and they haven't done anything different from what I can see. And again, that might be they realize this game is a wash, so just ride it out and let's pick it up in Spokane's game. But you would think you might try a few things different to try to generate something for them.
Yeah, you could definitely see them try to play spoiler at least a little bit. Maybe make them a little doubtful in the Spokane game. Valiente dumps it in. But unfortunately for them so far, I mean, unless they can really figure it out, Spokane is going to be a very, very, very hard game for them.
Well, they're definitely going to have to open up their offense to go against the Spokane squad because they're going to have to generate a lot of points because Spokane does score quite a few goals, at least in the last 2 games they have.
Yeah, they almost can seem like they can score at will, when they want to, and especially in that last game that we just saw.
So you figure the coaching staff will come back and they'll adjust how they have to. So when they face Spokane, they'll open up their offense a little bit.
Yeah. I was just trying to think, how they can do it. It's an interesting situation. You want to have, like you said, it's almost like that catch-22. You want to open it up, but with Spokane speed, it's going to be even harder.
But I think Dallas Tacoma is definitely going to have to. They're going to have to spread it out and take the gamble and live by it.
There's another penalty by Tacoma.
And because they haven't tried that in this game. So obviously, well, why not? I mean, yeah, Spokane's quick, but actually this Met team's pretty as too. They've just been too tight. Spread it out. Go up on the outside of those circles. Let's go and see what happens off of it. You got nothing to lose. You're going to definitely have to win the game, no doubt. So take some gambles on it. And I'm sure the coaching staff from Tacoma is going to really address that. Okay, we're going to have to do something different than what we did against the Mets.
Eaton over to the far side. Swain reverses Mixon hard. Mixon on top of the puck now. And yeah, they're going to blow the whistle here. .432 remaining. Yeah, and they're just going to need to, I think, almost try to slow down Spokane as much as possible. Throw a lot more body.
Oh, they're going to get physical with them.
Yeah, then they have, in this game, and I think that cost them early. They weren't able to slow down, Seattle in that first period. But those last two periods, it's a 1-1 game.
No, they're definitely. That's the one way you're going to have to slow Spokane down. If you don't do that, they have a nice cycle game. They'll be tough to stop.
Wilson shot one wide. Dives the deck behind the net. Stepniuk at the point. Over the Wilson. Over to the far side, Ostrander. Risks a shot wide. They'll go back to Busby. Steps in from the side. Stepniuk was on his forehand. Probably would have been able to get a better shot off. He looks for a redirection in front. Just barely can't get it. Dives the deck. Over Stepniuk. Redirection. Goes right to Busby on the corner. Busby. Up top for Wilson. He risks one. Stick in the lane was Mixon's. But Ostrander will find it right behind the net again. Total control by Seattle so far. Busby. Wrist run in front. And Ostrander will pick it up yet again. Wilson. Takes the puck. Over to his partner, Busby. Busby look back door. Mixon standing right there. He'll just flip it out. I won't have enough for icing. Seattle will go to work. That one dumped down. Hits a ton of skates. Fortunately, that's not too many men in this league.
I thought it isn't?
No.
Oh, because that would have definitely been called.
You have to have like an intention to play the puck. Which makes sense. Shot from the top of the circles.
That's a good point, Keegan.
Freeman takes a shot. Save made by Metler. And Carlson picks it up at the point.
But again, Metler's had a really good game for Tacoma. He just needed some more help offensively on the squad.
Up top for Eaton. Eaton just able to keep the zone. 2 minutes remaining now. Eaton again keeps the zone. He has one today. Shot went wide. It was picked up by Tacoma and out. Won't get down for an ice. Eaton will regroup. Over the Mose. They'll chip forward. And Freeman. Gwynn up. Picked up by Shan. Puck came right back out. Rebound wasn't able to be put home. This was whacked away. Mose. That was Becker now, who I don't think realized how that much time and space. Was probably able to shoot and shoot it, instead pass it off.
That was the first I don't think I've ever seen. The linesman grabbed the stick that was loose and he shoved it back over to the other bench. I haven't seen that before.
Eaton, shot, rebound comes out, sitting there, and Mettler finds it.
Nice play by Mettler. He made the initial save. He couldn't quite grab the rebound, then discovered it and smothered it up. Great play by him. But again, I give kudos to Mettler throughout the whole game. He's had a strong game for him.
Just under a minute left here in this one. As out comes Mixon. Looking to at least just get one here. And here comes Seattle on a 2-on-1. It gets over to Lewis. Does not. Peterson was in the way. And that one's going to get down for an exit. 31.3 remaining. 5-1 game. And this will set up a very, very crucial game at 7 o'clock here at the EWURC here in Cheney. Seattle Junior versus Snow King in the 16U division.
Because if I'm reading this right, Spokane's basically in the final game unless I don't think they could have a collapse and they wouldn't be in it. So, yeah, that is going to be a major game. That's going to decide who goes in that championship game tomorrow.
Spokane 2-0 early here. And that will force a 1-1 versus 1-1 matchup. And with Tacoma going 0-2, essentially puts them out of it.
Yeah, and you know Spokane's got to be in it because even if they lost when they got the tiebreaker against the Mets because they beat them. So, yeah, that game's going to be huge. Yeah,
and we got some rough stuff here. Mixon with a cross-check late. Lewis getting out of there. He throws a stick of some Tacoma player. They're still not happy.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see that the contrasting styles of these two squads. You can tell Seattle's definitely more offensive-minded, and they did a good job of staying out of the box. Tacoma's definitely got to change that. If they take that many penalties against Spokane, it's going to be a long game for them, to be frank with you. And that's what's hurt Tacoma in the last two games is their penalties.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching the handshake line after a little bit of contentious. It's like that sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I saw you zeroing in on that one.
You never know.
Yeah.
But especially after some of the stuff we've seen today. But I think that will do it for us here on this game. We'll be back at 2:30 for Snow King versus Tri-Cities in the 18U division.
That'll be an interesting one. So anyway, for Keegan Clark, I'm Gary Allen. We're going to step away, and we'll be back for the 2:30 game.